Hello everybody and welcome to episode 13. We are starting in DM World today and we are going up against Tristan at level 30, who happened to spawn in the world. One of the missions is that Joey needs to win 3 duels against Tristan, so it actually makes sense to use Joey here. And for the mission it doesn't matter if you use DM World Joey regular style or his alternative style, as long as it is in fact DM Joey. And that means we can work on that mission as well, but also try to clear 2 more missions. Those 2 missions being that we perform 2 ritual summons in duels against him at level 30, ideally in this one duel, and also that we win against him at level 30 without taking any damage. And this last mission without taking any damage, seems to be quite a nuisance at times. Not this time though, I will be able to do it. However, in the past I had some trouble because, just like we see here, I do not have any spell or trap cards to protect me, and when he ritual summons or tribute summons out stronger monsters, he can run over me and therefore deal damage. So I need to be careful with that. And if you are experiencing this and you're trying to do the ritual summons against him at level 30 and you actually take some damage, don't worry, you can just duel him again later. I would then try to stick to the ritual plan, perform the 2 ritual summons and finish him off. And after that duel I take out the ritual stuff and put in some more protective spell or trap cards and then duel him again at level 30 eventually, so that I have a better game plan and a better situation. I'm in a better situation here. And this actually is not a bad duel for me, because I have everything I need, even the Swords of Revealing Light. And besides that, I stick to the ritual monsters and ritual spellcards that I had in the previous parts when I was dueling Scud. So, I mean, if you do not have any of these, you can just unlock Maximilian Pegasus and get his Relinquished and its ritual spell card, which is just 1 ritual monster, yeah sure, but you can perform 1 ritual summon in 1 duel and then duel him again at level 30 eventually to perform the 2nd ritual summon. So it is entirely possible to do this without any friend code structure deck shenanigans, without putting any card tickets in, and without any gem investment. Yeah, so it is actually now finished, this duel, and we can show you the deck. I can show you the deck before we continue. And in between episodes I played as Nail and summoned Cyburst type monsters 10 times, so that I can prepare Asana's unlock later in this episode. And what I did with these Cyburst monsters I can show you, or tell you rather, in just a moment. Here we are now in 7th world, and I'll show you one replay that I had against Asana at level 10 when she spawned in the world. And I'm using Yuga here, and the final mission that I have to do for her is that I perform a maximum summon, which I was unable to do previously in duels, but I want to do them now. So this is what we are dealing with now here. And when it comes to the Cyburst monsters that Nail had to summon, I actually just played against some standard duelists and used Nail's starting skill, which adds his maximum monster, or all 3 parts of it, to your main deck. And if you summon each of them individually, you get 3 Cyburst type monsters in each duel for free, without spending any card tickets, gate keys, gems, whatever. And therefore, after just 4 duels, you would be able to get 10 Cyburst summons in with Nail. And yeah, when it comes to the maximum stuff here that I'm trying to accomplish, you have 1 maximum summon that you can get for free, or maximum monster, or group of maximum monsters, which of course are the Harpy Sisters from the Lifetimes list. And besides that, you do not need anything else. I've always been using these, and you do not need to put gems into Magnum Overlord or whatever these boxes are, and no resources necessary, just the Lifetimes cards. And that means we can, after maximum summoning, finish the duel and continue here. The other missions were that Yuga wins 3 duels against Asana at level 30, we summon 3 level 7 or higher monsters against Asana, we perform the maximum summon, and we summon 3 machine-type monsters in a single duel against Asana with Yuga. And we do not really have machine monsters without buying a structure deck or whatever. However, if you are in Go Rush World and level up Yuhi a bit, you get some machine monsters that you can use. And yeah, and then Nail summons Cyburst type monsters 10 times. So those were Asana's missions. We unlocked Asana, and that is good because now we can continue. We are in Arc 5 world, and I decided to go up against Sora at level 10 at the gate. And the one objective that I have left for him is that I perform 2 pendulum summons in a single duel with him using Yuya. And the remaining missions, or the other missions that I already cleared, were Yuya defeats Sora at level 30, we perform the 2 pendulum summons, of course, we summon an Odd Eyes pendulum dragon, and we perform 2 XYZ summons in a single duel against Sora, and we summon a rank 7 or higher XYZ monster. When it comes to this last one, you could of course play the Odd Eyes Raging Dragon that I've been playing within these last episodes, or you could even be funny and play, let's say, Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, which is a rank 8, but that would count too. However, since Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon is a level 7 and you need to summon it, I recommend going with Odd Eyes Raging Dragon, so that you can even use Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon as material for it if you need to. And yeah, those are all the missions we need to clear for Sora, and the reason I'm going for Sora here is that Shay showed up in the world at level 30, which makes it possible to work on his unlock missions now, without using gate keys, that is. So I try my best here with the pendulum stuff that I have. If you're not investing into the Odd Eyes Challenger structure deck or any resources whatsoever, the only pendulum cards you have are Time Gazer Magician and Stargazer Magician, as well as Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon from the starting skill for Yuya. But I wouldn't recommend that because it's quite unreliable. And besides that, you have the Performer Pearl Gonkat and Performer Pearl Silverclaw that are level up rewards from Yuya. And those are a little better than the skill itself, however, it is still inconsistent, so if you have some pendulum stuff from the Odd Eyes Challenger structure deck, you are in a better position here. And since there is no level requirement for Sora when doing this mission, I can just challenge him at level 10, so that I have a way easier time and use up way less gate keys. And there's not really much else to say here, besides us pendulum summoning like crazy and attacking over his monsters and finishing the duel. So then I would like to put my eyesight on Shay next. As I said, he spawned in the world, he is at level 30, and I can clear one mission for him, which is the most difficult mission in his entire unlock. But first let's get Sora, since Sora is needed to unlock Shay as well, and if you do not already have Crow, you should probably get Crow, because he is needed to unlock Shay as well, despite being in a different world. Crow is of course in 5D's world, and Shay is in Arc 5. So yeah, you have to go to the gate to do this. And then here we have Shay finally, and I can talk about him. And the one mission that I need to clear in this particular duel is that Yuya wins against him at level 30 with 1000 or less life points remaining. And at first you're like, okay dude, what's so difficult about that? You could just play your hieroglyph lithographs and decrease your own life points by 1000 each time. And that is true, however, in this particular duel we have a few problems. One of them is that he plays cards which can deal effect damage to me. And he even, so those are monsters, and he can even recycle those, so he can deal the effect damage over and over again if he wants to. I mean, I haven't experienced him doing this over and over again, but it could theoretically happen. Also, he thins out his deck not as crazy as other characters are, like Declan or whatever, but he actually gets up some good speed. And if we cannot keep up with that and don't have the stuff that we need in time, he runs out of cards to draw and the duel ends. So I would argue that you shouldn't use your hieroglyph lithographs or cosmic cyclones or whatever life point drainers you have for yourself until you are certain that you're going to win during the same turn in which you activate the final card. Also, I'm not actually summoning from the extra deck here since he has Raid Raptor Rice Falcon, which can get attack points equal to a special summoned monster's attack points on the opponent's side of the field. So even if I had a buffed Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, that guy, this Rice Falcon, would have 100 more attack points, and therefore I would be in trouble. Which means I should probably keep my extra deck monsters in the extra deck until I need them. And honestly, I do not want him to summon Rice Falcon to begin with. However, once we unlock Shay, we need to be able to summon the Rice Falcon in a duel against Lulu, which is necessary to unlock her. But that is for later. So, after this one duel, which is going to end soon, I hope, we need to clear one more mission in Arc 5 World for Shay, and that of course would be that Sora beats him. And for that one we can just duel him at level 10 at the gate, so there's no trouble in doing any of that. Since I am running out of topics to talk about here, I probably should tell you what we've been doing in this part or in this episode, and what we are still going to do in this episode. So we continue Tristan's unlock, we finished Asana's unlock, we complete Sora's unlock, we will complete Shay's unlock in just a few minutes, we start the unlock for Officer Trudge in 5D's world, and we continue Jesse Anderson's unlock in GX world. So not a really lot of action here, we get just 3 characters, those being Asana, Sora and Shay. However, those are quite important, at least some of them are, and we can actually work on some unlock missions so that we get more unlocks in future episodes. So now that I finished that one duel, I can finally do this Sora vs Shay duel, and the only objective is that we win. Again, there's no level requirement, so you are quite in a good position against him at level 10. Doesn't cost you a lot of gate keys, and you should be able to finish him quite easily. Especially when he cooperates and decreases his own life points for you, so this duel should not take too long, I assume. And also, if you are feeling funny, you could use the freshly added auto duel function at the gate. So the way this works is that each day you have 10 auto duels at the gate free. And I usually do not resort to those unless I'm up against a character that I have no interest in actually dueling, which of course could be someone like Dennis McField at level 30, and in those instances I just let auto duel do the work for me. But most of the time, since I am investing some gate keys and usually have specific objectives to clear, I duel at the gate myself. Also, this 10 times per day limitation, well, it makes sense, and kinda I understand why they did it. It kind of sucks, and I would like to keep those auto duels, or the option to do the auto duels, for duels that actually matter, as I said. So we swapped to 5D's world, and now we are on Crow, doing the same that Sora did before, dueling Shay at level 10 at the gate and trying to win. So let's give it a quick recap of Shay's missions while this duel is going on. Yuya had to win against Shay at level 30 with 1000 or less life points remaining. Yuya had to perform 2 pendulum summons in a single duel against Shay. Yuya had to summon Odd Eyes Lancer Dragon in a duel against Shay, and Sora had to beat Shay, and Crow had to win a duel against Shay as well. Those were the 5 missions, and none of them are too bad. I mean, the 1000 life points against me at level 30 sucks, and it also sucks that we need Odd Eyes Lancer Dragon specifically. If you are unlucky and do not get it from a drop reward, you need to use one of your ultra rare card tickets, and that kind of sucks, because Odd Eyes Lancer Dragon is not needed for any other unlocks as it is now, as it stands now. So you would just use the card ticket for one unlock mission, and that is kind of a sad state of affairs. We are back in 5D's world here, and Trudge spawned in at level 30, which is mighty convenient for me, because it allows me to clear a few missions. So we have to perform 2 synchro summons against him at level 30, and we have to summon Junk Synchron 2 times against him at level 30. And if we are playing some level 7 synchro monsters like Junk Archer from the structure deck, it is quite easy to perform the synchro summon, and I do not have any other level 7 synchro monsters that I can summon with Junk Synchron, so I have to resort to Hyper Synchron and a level 4 monster to make Stardust Dragon eventually. But that has time, since Hyper Synchron will banish my Stardust Dragon, and I kind of need this guy. Also, we have to get 4000 or more points of damage in with a single attack against Trudge at level 30. And how are we doing that? Well, we could buff our monsters with equip cards and stuff, or if you actually have it, you could use number 70 Malevolent Sin and attack with it over and over again. At each time it attacked, it gains 300 additional attack points and 3 ranks continuously and permanently. And the problem with that is that he plays Gonogo, which, if attacked, swaps the monster that attacked it into face down defense position. Something like your number 70 Malevolent Sin would lose its attack buffs that way, and that kind of blows. So what I would actually prefer doing is beefing up a monster with something like Hyper Synchron's effect, or even better, use a monster that has high attack points to begin with, or can get high attack points. Like the Egyptian God cards, we have Obelisk that starts at 4000 and I guess stays at 4000, and you have Slifer the Sky Dragon, which gains attack points equal to the cards in your hand times 1000. So if you have 4 or more cards in your hand, Slifer the Sky Dragon will be a decent pick. Also, when unlocking Sartorius, you get access to the card Arcana Force EX, the Light Ruler, which has 4000 attack points, and so on. Just be wary when buffing your monsters with card effects when attacking into face down defense position monsters, because those could be Gonogo. But luckily for us, they weren't, and we can now actually complete these few missions. And that allows us to finish off this episode with one more duel by swapping into GX World. And here Jaden spawned in at level 30, and for him at level 30 I do not really have any more specific missions, but Jaden needs to win against him, I guess, and also we have to win 3 duels against Jesse in total, and this one will be our second win, because we already dueled him once before and obviously won that duel. So we can just finish this off in quick fashion. Like, I mean, you have to destroy 7 monsters in duels against him, or in a single duel even, it doesn't matter. And you can do some other stuff when you're dueling him, like summoning Winged Karibo at Elemental Uranios, but we do not need to do this in this particular duel, and when he shows up we can just beat him. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.